All right, let's dive into a topic that is absolutely essential for any modern organization: program evaluation. This isn't just about ticking boxes. It's really the engine that powers smarter, data-driven decisions that can lead to some real growth and improvement. So let's get into it.
If you're a manager, a team lead, an HR professional, you've probably asked yourself this exact question, or something very much like it. You pour all this time, money, and energy into a new initiative, but when the dust settles, how do you really truly know if it was all worth it?
And that's the thing. Knowing the answer isn't just a nice to have anymore. It's a need to have. In the kind of fast-paced world we're all operating in, you can't just hope your programs are effective. You need to know. Program evaluation is what cuts through all the guesswork and gives you the clarity you need.
So, what is it officially? Well, at its core, program evaluation is a structured way of gathering real data about what a program is doing and what results it's getting. And the goal here isn't just to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It's about learning, it's about improving, and it's about making much smarter choices down the road. It's really a cycle of continuous learning. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to cover the two main types of evaluation, walk through a pretty universal four-stage process, and then we'll get into some really powerful models that you can use as your own strategic toolkit.
First things first, you have to understand that evaluation isn't a one-size-fits-all deal. We can look at our programs through two very different lenses, and these are called formative and summative.
The easiest way to think about this is with an analogy. Formative evaluation is like a chef tasting the soup while it's cooking. The goal is improvement. The question is, how can we make this better right now? Does it need more salt? Should we turn down the heat? It's happening in real time. On the flip side, summative evaluation is like the final review from a food critic after the meal has been served. It's all about judgment, about the final outcome. The question is simple. Did this work? Was it a success? Both are incredibly valuable, but they serve totally different purposes. So whether you're tasting the soup or writing the final review, the process itself tends to follow a really clear and logical path. Let's break down the four stages that make up the blueprint for pretty much any solid evaluation.
It all kicks off with step one, needs. This is the why phase. What do you actually need to find out? Who cares about the results? Step two is planning. This is where you draw your map, figuring out your strategy for the entire evaluation. Step three is where the rubber meets the road, data collection. You go out and gather the information you need. And finally, step four is the final report. You take all that data, you make sense of it, and you present it in a way that helps people make those big, important decisions.
Okay, but how do you actually structure all of that? What questions do you ask? What data do you look for? Well, the great news is you do not have to reinvent the wheel. There's some fantastic, well-established models out there that provide a ready-made framework.
Think of these models as your playbook, right? They're proven guides developed by experts over many years. They give you a structured way to think about what to measure and how to measure it, which helps make sure your evaluation is both thorough and on point. Let's take a look at some of the big ones.
First up is the heavyweight champion, especially in training, the Kirkpatrick model. It gives us 4 levels to work through. Level 1 is reaction, the gut check. Did people like the training? Level 2 is learning. Okay, they liked it, but did they actually learn anything new? Level 3 is behavior. This is huge. Are they taking what they learned and actually using it back at their desks? And finally, level 4, the big one, results. Did all of this new behavior actually make a tangible difference to the business?
The Kirkpatrick model is fantastic, right? But you know what question is still hanging in the air? The one that every CFO and every executive is guaranteed to ask. What was the actual financial return on this investment?
And that's precisely where the Jack Phillip ROI model comes into play. It takes Kirkpatrick's fantastic 4-level framework and adds a crucial 5th level, return on investment. This model pushes you to convert those level 4 business results into actual monetary value. Then you compare that value to what the program cost, and boom, you get a clear ROI percentage. It translates impact into the language of business.
Now let's switch gears to a slightly different approach. The CIPP model is designed from the ground up to link evaluation directly to management decisions. It breaks things into 4 parts. First, context evaluation looks at your goals to help with better planning. Then, input evaluation checks your resources to help with proper structuring. Process evaluation monitors how things are going to improve implementation. And finally, product evaluation looks at the final outcomes to guide your future actions. Should we keep it, change it, or scrap it?
And the toolkit doesn't even stop there. Some models push us to think even bigger.
Kaufman's model, for instance, adds another layer on top of Kirkpatrick, asking about the program's impact on society and on your external clients. Meanwhile, the CIRO model zooms in, putting a really sharp focus on the specific content of a program and the inputs required, in addition to the reactions and outcomes.
You know, when you boil it all down, it really comes back to this idea. This quote just nails it. Evaluation isn't just a report card on the past. It's about creating a solid foundation of reliable information that becomes invaluable experience. And it's that experience that lets you confidently plan for the future, set the right priorities, and put your precious resources exactly where they'll do the most good.
So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a question to mull over. What's one program, one initiative, one process in your own organization that could benefit from this kind of systematic look? Because really the first step to making anything better is to truly understand how it's working or not working right now. Thanks so much for joining me.